This week is the official 1-year anniversary of this podcast. Both my children are summer babies. Moon Matters is a domiciled Leo sun with a domiciled Cancer moon. And the weekly astro weather is a Cancer sun with an exalted Taurus moon. Their charts are so perfect, it's almost like I planned it. I'd adore it if you showed some love for the podcast by liking, rating, reviewing, commenting, sharing on your social media. Just because I'm not there doesn't mean you still can't share. Any and all of this helps so much with beating back against the algorithm and also making me feel loved. Another really awesome birthday present for the weekly astro weather would be subscribing to my Substack. It's totally free, just like my podcasts. There are some of you who badgered me into making it so that you could support me, so I made it optional. It's completely optional. There are optional paid subscriptions as well as a one-time tip jar pay link option. You do not have to sign up for a paid subscription or use the tip jar in order to receive or view any of my content. They're just there for people whose love language is gift giving, or for those of you who have strong Capricorn placements and push me monetarily. Thank you to all of you who comment regularly and have been listening to the show on a weekly basis for the last year. It's been a super fun year of finding my groove, and I'm excited to keep this thing rolling. Without further ado, let's get into this week's forecast. Happy Cancer season, everyone. The sun ingresses into Cancer today, Sunday, June 21st. I feel like Gemini season came and went. It was a blip, it was a blur. And now here we are in the season of cardinal water. This means consciousness and awareness are taking a turn towards the more intuitive and emotional spaces. We're looking to connect, but not just for the sake of connection. This is a connection that brings true fulfillment and nourishment to our being. Whatever area of life Cancer rules for you, it'll be an area that requires nourishment over the next month. Mercury, and especially Jupiter, have been working on this concept of nourishment in the area that Cancer rules for us. It's possible that we're having some aha moments or some bigger themes are coming together for us within Cancer because we've been receiving subtle wisdom and clarity from Mercury and Jupiter. Jupiter has been on its grind in Cancer for a year now. I have talked massive shit on this transit. If you've been here since the inception of this podcast, you'll know I've been talking shit on Jupiter in Cancer for a good year now. But I do think that's because people kept thinking it was going to be this easy breezy, being showered with gifts and boons kind of thing. But Jupiter in Cancer has been mostly about growing pains and the need to clear out and make room so that goodness could come into our lives. On my Substack, I mentioned that it's felt like a continual, gradual stretch, and we're getting to the point where it no longer feels like it hurts. We've grown accustomed to the stretch, and we've made more room in our hearts for what Jupiter has been holding on to. So now that we're at the end of Jupiter in Cancer, or at least getting to the end, next week is the end, we have a lot more awareness around what we want to do with Jupiter's goodness, because the last time it was Cancer season, Jupiter had just ingressed into Cancer. It was at like 2 degrees or something. And now that it's been a year, we have all this accumulated wisdom and experience, and we should have a much better understanding of what it is our heart really wants within this area of life, and how we can go about making it a reality while still feeling nourished without depleting ourselves. So with this Cancer season starting, there's going to be a good bit of energy and awareness brought to the realm of Cancer, even more than there normally would be or already has, because we've been working with this area of life in subtle, adjacent, or unconscious ways for a while now. For some people, it's been a lot louder. For some people, it's been a little quieter. But either way, we've been working with it, especially when Mercury ingressed into Cancer. Now the message is loud and clear, and we're fully focused on tackling this space head on. There's going to be a Mercury retrograde that expands on this idea, and that starts next week. That's a problem for next week, though. You can also read about it on my Substack. I posted a Mercury retrograde article, so if you're wanting to get ahead of the retrograde, go check it out. Cancer season is also a time when we're more sensitive. And I don't mean that in a crybaby way. I mean that in an intuitive way. Not intuitive like Pisces, but grounded intuition that has us taking action without needing to overthink. I stand by my assessment that Cancer is a great business person. It's a cardinal sign with emotional connections, so ambition and emotional intelligence, which is awesome in business. This connection to a deeper intuition or higher sensitivity means we need to account for that when we're making plans, going through the workday, or remembering to nourish ourselves and others. We might need to slow down in some way and speed up in others. Stay connected to what feels right, and you won't lose the plot. Pretty much as soon as the sun ingresses into Cancer, it hits an exact sextile with Chiron. And that was weird for me to say because I was like, how is the sun in Cancer making a sextile to Chiron in Aries? And then I quickly remembered that Chiron ingressed into Taurus late last week. It's going to take a minute to get used to the new aspect patterns that Chiron will make now that it's in fixed Earth for the next couple months. This aspect is going to kick off both Cancer season and Chiron in Taurus. It's the first aspect with a traditional planet that Chiron makes, and since it's the sun, we're going to feel it. We might not recognize it or understand it because it's a totally different area of life and a wound we're not used to yet, but it's going to show us something. I like that this first aspect with Chiron is a sextile because it's harmonic, and there's always awesome synergy between Cancer and Taurus, which means this aspect is going to ease us in to being aware of the wound that's slowly emerging, slowly festering within Taurus. Both Cancer and Taurus are signs that nourish, cherish, and savor, each in their own way, but they share the qualities nonetheless. So this sextile between the sun and Chiron will not only immediately present the wound, but also a salve for the wound. There's a good chance something healing, nourishing, something helpful or wise will come our way at the start of Cancer season. It might be small, but it'll be a confirmation that we did the right thing or that we're making choices that nourish the areas of Cancer and Taurus. The sun in Cancer is looking at Chiron and Taurus like something it can help or fix through being present. Sometimes paying attention and not ignoring what it is we really want or need, that's all it takes to heal. It won't always be this easy with Chiron and Taurus, so take the win where you can, while you can. We're working on healing something holistically, systematically, really getting to the root. And with the sapling of Chiron and Taurus having barely been planted, the sun in Cancer can still see the roots. So again, don't ignore something simple that you can fix, change, or put an end to right away. This week is going to have Chiron and Taurus on easy mode, but only if we allow ourselves to nourish and cultivate whatever it is that's bothering us or needs our attention. Because if nothing else, Cancer is a very attentive sign. It will give you the attention that you want. The sun in Cancer can easily soothe Chiron's worries, but we need to be attentive early on. The start of Cancer season and the Chiron action will take up the first half of the week. It's not until later in the week that we have another energy to contend with. Thursday, we have Venus in a trine with Saturn and the sun in a square with Neptune. The sun square with Neptune is annoying. It's giving dramatic and emotionally confused. So just know that the end of the week might have us a little in our feels or moody. Just don't take this to an extreme and let it cause major disruptions within the realm of Cancer because remember, Neptune is illusions. It's unbased things. Things aren't real with Neptune. So don't let it confuse you too much. Feel your feels, but you don't have to take action based on your feels at the end of the week. If you're feeling like you're getting a little moody come Thursday or even on the weekend and you don't know why, or it feels like there's no real basis for it, just try to ground yourself. Use that ability to check in with yourself and find what actually needs nourished and where the moody Judy energy is stemming from. Because since this is Neptune, again, it's likely a dead end. The trine with Venus and Saturn is way more interesting and more important since they're both personal planets. The synergy between these two will aid Venus in building its fire in Leo. The areas of life will largely impact what this fire is looking like, but in general, you could say that relationships and finances will have a nice flow to them. There's something more serious happening or something that's going to have a little longevity to it. Have fun with this energy. Venus is going to be fully grounded by Saturn, but in a way that feels supportive, not restrictive. Saturn is co-signing on whatever Venus is doing. It's like Saturn is the stage manager and Venus in Leo is the actor, the actress. being very dramatic, having that flair. Saturn's like, I see it, it's cool, I love it, because Saturn's in Aries, but also we do need to build the stage here. We need to give this a little structure. So have fun, be dramatic, lean into the flair. I said on my Substack that Venus in Leo is the best time for glamour magic. Get your hair done, wear your power color, do the things that make you feel good. Know that that's something that Saturn will co-sign on and that can have good results, I'll say. It depends, again, on the areas where Aries rules and where Leo rules, but in general, this is a nice synergy. This is a nice time to think seriously about finances, think seriously about relationships, and make solid choices. The first half of the week is a lot louder than the second, and the Sun in Cancer is arguably the star of the show. Sorry, Venus in Leo, but it's true. Cancer season is coming in with a bang, and we need to embrace the idea of being more aware, present, and understanding that what we nourish will begin to flourish. Thank you for tuning into this week's forecast. If you want more astrological content, including horoscopes, retrograde guides, and occult ramblings, subscribe to my Substack at Delana. It's the best way to keep up to date with my work and to never miss a post. To book a reading with me, sign up for my mailing list on my website, moonmattersastrology.com. I'll meet you back here next week, but until next time, later days.